Hiya, I'm Luna, and welcome to the Luna Rain channel. I know I put out a video today already, and I've already gotten new setup since then. But there's something I wanted to say and make sure I got out today. You see, for those who don't know me well, I am very much into Pokemon. I've been watching the Pokemon community since those early days. Early days of Nuzlocking, the Shady Penguin, Nappy, Hatters, Callum, those sorts of days. And well, for those who haven't kept track today, John, aka PM7 had put out a video on his More Talk related channel discussing his worries for the future, his anxieties, as well as the issues he had with the previous year. And I find it important as a member of this community. I may not be much of a content creator, I only made this channel recently, but as a viewer and someone who's been in this community a long time, I want to make this video. And whether John sees it or not is a question that doesn't matter. But I'm going to be addressing this to him, as I think it's an important discussion. Right, John? You're doing great. I know there is a lot of fear. You have a lot of anxiety. Not just in your own life, but for the channel, its longevity. Well, to start, I think you're right now in a very special position. You, Mikey, and Purple Cliff are three names, I should say, where your personalities, your selves, sense of selves, are so strong and so clearly known that you have been able to create a big names for yourself in this world of dine and dashers, so to speak. The people who, like the Hawktua girl, the 17 diapers lady or whatever, where these people like that, those diners and dashers, are names that we're going to forget in a year. But you guys, three of you, are at a point where we know you. Even if, well, I'll put this out there first, if you end up deciding not to continue making content at any point, we'll understand. But you have been able to put out your brand, strengthen your brand, to the point where you're almost like the YouTube celebrities of long past, like the multipliers. And yes, I think you can tell by me saying that in jest that I did indeed mean Markiplier, but I think you can see what I mean by that. The fact that I could say something so absurd like multipliers and you know who I'm talking about. Those are the early big names of this platform. They were able to come in. They are people that can put out videos about their, oh, big show coming out, I'm going on Prime Video. And we know them. and we'll back them. We'll go to that Prime Video and watch the Markiplier show. You guys have managed to build a similar brand in an age of constantly flowing content, to where I don't think you guys are going to just go away and fade into the background like some of the others. Because you, John, the PM7 guarantee getting those more shinies, that's not something that some of these TikTokers and 17 diaper ladies have. And it's with Mikey too. Mikey Team Sky! Sorry. And Purple Cliff, Funny Guy, Un. You three are all at a point where we know you, we'll back you. It doesn't matter if the people coming up behind you are younger and fresh-faced. You're going to persist. So don't feel scared about that. Because we'll still be here. And I know that because, you know what, I was dodging it for a minute, but this is a story that, since you were so raw in your video, I feel it the same. An important topic that I should bring up too. Now, if you likely haven't seen my channel before, I'm small. But I have problems that have resulted from me improperly treating my anxiety and PTSD for years, to where my body is like in constant pain, complex regional pain syndrome if it were. And, well, it just does things that it manifests anxiety in ways that a lot of people may not be able to understand. I don't understand them sometimes. You see, 2024 was hard for me too. And back in October, that was the first time where my body fully locked up, where my muscles wouldn't move for around 2 hours. It just wasn't happening. I was trying to move and nothing would happen. It's happened several times since. But the first time is always the issue time, the traumatic time, if you will. And it was during that time I was originally watching a video of yours, and I came to a bit of a difficult spot, because at the end of the video, you know, there was the normal wrap-up. Oh, what are you still doing here? In fact, let me play that, let me pull up that video. This here is what I heard when my body just wouldn't move, and I was just stuck there for another hour and a half afterwards.
You can click this video. I know you can do it. It's a little intimidating. Watch. And now hopefully you're there. If you're still here, I mean, I don't know. I feel foolish, so let's just get the show on the road. Click the button.
And you can absolutely see why that's a problem. There was a period of where I was still watching your videos. The Patreon channel's videos, and like during the randomized content section there, when you would close your mouth for a while, maybe doing some gesture like, yeah, yeah, if something good happened, and then you spoke up, where I would jump. Now, if this happened with some of the other content creators I'd watched, it'd be hard, but I would be able to cut them off just fine. But John, I couldn't cut you off like that. I was lucky that with your Patreon channel and with the John Michael Cup Season 3, that I had more videos to get back used to the content, try and fix that reaction. And I know by saying this, if you're watching, I know you're feeling bad about it. You're like, oh, I'm sorry, that's not what I meant by that at all, but no, it's okay. In fact, I'd like to see those numbers about how those end cards like that, how those do compared to the other Ys not having that. Sorry, I couldn't think of the wording there. See, I'm sort of a data scientist myself, got that computer science master's degree. I'd like to see those A/B tests if that'd be fine. No, I'm not gonna force that. Well, anyway, that's the thing, John. I couldn't cut you off. You have done so much for the community, even though you're the newer top dog on the scene. You're shinies of every generation, for example. There have been so many smaller YouTubers you've helped prop up through that. And big and small, those are always huge events. I mean, one name that I can bring up from that is Shiny Catherine, which from the beginning of this year, 2024, the Shiny from the Johto and I believe it was the Johto and the Hoenn. But those streams really helped prop her up and helped further popularize the type of video she does, where she uses the avatar instead of having to show her face, which is a very important thing to have on the channel and continuing. You'll also have shown yourself in other people's videos, like Vandy323. You were one of the famous YouTubers in his famous YouTuber video, and you put in the craziest request, the Fish level 100, and that has to be the most important point in that video, because it was the through line. That's the one he ended up failing. That's the one where he pops back into from time to time, because the shiny level 100 Magikarp is just that hard to get. And I know you're going to continue to do so. Continue to prop up your other creators, just as years come, because you've been able to do that for these years already. In fact, I'd liken you to someone like Patters. You see, Patters was on the scene. Geez, I've been watching him for what has to be over a decade. That's crazy. Anyway, he is another creator who is on the top there, trying to bring up the smaller creators. He's the one whose face almost pops up everywhere, just like yours, bringing these creators up. And I bring up patterns because I think that's another person who's been here forever, that's where your videos are likely to go towards. He's a face people know. He's a face people will get behind. And he's been here for all these years. And that's where I think you're going to be. Even if there's a point where you're not going to get the high millions and millions like you've gotten on some of your videos. That's not, honestly, I don't think that's going to be a problem. As for, like, you can tell I have some of the anxiety stuff too. And it's good you're seeing your counselor. Be sure to let us know, just as viewers know, and like the community tab and whatnot, if you need to take a break, if everything gets crazy with anxiety and home life, please let us know. As for your girlfriend coming on wife, I completely understand that feeling of isolation, especially because, well, she's coming to be a doctor. Good for her for finishing up that residency. I know that's ridiculously hard. And let me tell you, I know what that feeling is like. My aunt and my uncle both work in the ER. They switch off nights, and it's like, I feel like I can never get myself up there to try and call or text because I feel like I'm going to miss out or hit them at a bad time. But what I realize, and what you also need to tell yourself every time that you're missing her, is saving people's lives. He's doing a job that's harder emotionally than almost any of them out there, honestly. For the sake of us, for the sake of the general populace. There aren't very many people who can do that. Now, I would like to point out how in that section you're saying, oh, we can't do this, we can't do that. I'd recommend still going out to those events, even if it ends up having to be just you or just her, and making that its own thing. Because from what I heard from that video of yours and previous videos of this sort, you're losing out on a good amount of that social time that could really be helpful for you when you're missing her. Even if you end up being the more common fun uncle to, like, some nieces and nephews. That's a good thing to be. That's not a bad thing at all. And if they ask, oh hey, where's Auntie? You can go, she's saving lives. I know that one delved a bit more into the personal, but Hey, that's something I know the feeling too. And I apologize for being a lot more stuttery and off and on. You can tell I'm not used to the big creator thing yet. That's something I would like to fix. And maybe I'll join the Pokemon community too when I have some better equipment, because as is, this bad boy can hardly record anything. In fact, I'm probably going to have to restart it after this, because it's going to slow down and chug and everything else. It's okay, Lyra. But I really hope this story helped at all if you end up seeing this. And it seems like that's my cue to start wrapping it up. Now, I really hope you continue not just to make videos on your normal channel, but continue to have the courage to talk about these topics, even if it's on your side channel. I wish you the best of luck throughout this new year, and I hope you don't have to worry about the anxiety of this past year. Thank you.